Yo, what is good, everyone? This is Shields for Havoc and Culture. Today, we're going to be doing a tier list for Marvel Cinematic Universe. We're talking the movies and we're talking the TV shows. So, a lot of the TV shows came after Disney Plus arrived, but most of the movies come from 2008 present. I can't remember where the late, we're going to see together how far up this particular tier list we're looking at goes. I think it goes all the way up to Quantumania. So, yeah, we'll see that. All right. But without further ado, I will be 100% honest. I've seen about 90% of this. About 90% of this. So there is going to be a couple of things that I'm not going to give my heart into because, if what we'll do is we will not rank anything that I've not seen, because that's just a detriment to society if I do that. So let's get it going. All right, so what we're gonna do, as you see on the screen, we're going to start with Civil War and we'll end with Quantumania. I think that this is not in chronological. So what we got, we'll talk real quick. By the way, if you hear a puppy cry, I got a puppy right here. We'll make, so hopefully the puppy won't cry too much. Anyway, let's get going. We got S+, meaning they are the best of the best. We're not gonna have a lot here, but we're gonna have the best here. We have good, meaning, it's a good movie. Then we have mid. So obviously mid is like, meh, it's okay. We have wouldn't rewatch, meaning I saw it once, I'm not gonna see it again. And then there's never, meaning I will never recommend this. Get it out of my face. Not watching it ever again. So let's get going. So we're gonna start with Civil War. Really interesting crossover here, because you have a movie that actually brings in almost like an Avengers movie. This I'm going to put at good. Reason is there was literally Civil War was basically, as you see on the actual poster, you have Captain America versus Iron Man, and they basically recruit people on each side. You had that famous airport battle scene towards the end of the movie, but you get introduction to Black Panther, Wakanda. It really all brings together, so it's really fun. Next, we got Avengers, the original Avengers. We got to put S tier just right away. So the Avengers original movie is just like the first crazy, it's like one of those the Hateful Eight or all those types of movies, right? Almost like a Tarantino or something, where you bring all this superpower, not only the superheroes but acting power. You get all these crazy good from the first generation of Marvel movies all coming together. So Avengers, I don't really have to talk that much about Avengers because you guys already know. Great movie. All right, then we got Age of Ultron. I'm gonna put this at good. Wait a second. An Avengers movie not at S tier? Yeah. And I enjoy this movie. I don't really like Ultron really as a villain. He's okay. It's a robot, right? It's a robot. You can't have too much character art with a robot. A lot of people think this is the best of all the Avengers. You get real introduction to Jarvis. You get, two new characters, the twins. Wanda, of course, and then Quicksilver. But hey, it's a good movie, and that's where it sits. Good. Now we got Infinity War. Now I got Infinity War at S tier because, man, this was a generational type movie. Generational type movie in 2018 when you go see this, because whether it's in the in the train station or New York, or you're on you got the Guardian scenes, you got crazy good acting, you got Thanos. You don't even know. I think Avengers Infinity War was the best movie that Marvel's ever put out up to that point. This is Endgame. This is Endgame. Endgame's literally the best movie that Marvel has ever made. Come on, it's generational. You already know what happens to Tony Stark. He passes away at the end of the movie. Great film that came out in 2019. Generational. Especially the cliffhanger that they left us in 2018, such a sad, somber moment. I don't think they could ever be redone, how well that movie was created. Next, we have Guardians of the Galaxy, another good. We just got banger after banger up here. So Guardians of the Galaxy, such a great movie. You get introduction to Star-Lord, you get all these other extra characters. Such a weird movie for Marvel to produce, but they do not miss. Amazing, amazing character development. Next, what we got is Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Another good movie. I almost want to put this in S tier. I'm so close to putting this in S tier because, I mean, they don't miss, bro. They don't miss. They just don't miss. Then we have Ant-Man. I'm gonna have to put Ant-Man in mid, even though I love this guy, Mr. Ant-Man himself. I love it, but it's just not as exciting, right? Ant-Man and the Wasp, I wouldn't rewatch. You know, it's the same thing, but you don't have as much character development here and there. You have really good side characters though, but overall, that's kind of where I'm at. Doctor Strange, I think it's a mid movie. It's a little bit slower. It's a little bit more lore, but overall, Doctor Strange is a mid movie. But I don't even like this word mid because, you know, it's an all right movie is what I'm gonna say. So we're gonna change mid to all right. Doctor Strange is an all right movie. Iron Man, we gotta put Iron Man at good. Come on, Iron Man. He built this in a cave. That's a beautiful scene, by the way. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. You just missed out on your entire life. But with scraps. But Iron Man, a lovely introduction to the MC universe. I mean, you have Hulk right before this, but Iron Man, trust me, Iron Man is where the MC universe really started. Then which one is this? Is this Homecoming? I'm gonna put this as all right. So Spider-Man Homecoming, it's an all right plot. You get the introduction in the new Peter Parker. Michael Keaton's the antagonist here. Great villain, love his villain. But it's more of like a happy-go-lucky type movie. It's not really like a crazy, like good cinematic masterpiece. Even though it's a really good movie, it just needed something else. Then we got Spider-Man Far From Home. You really get to experience after Tony Stark. This is literally the first movie that came after Endgame. Well done. Jake Gyllenhaal did a great job. Samuel L. Jackson had a major role in here. You had really good, you know, amazing, right? So there's that. Then we got Spider-Man No Way Home. So I'm putting this at all right, and you're thinking I'm a Spider-Man hater probably right now. But I think there was just so much hype for this movie that they focused too much on the nostalgia rather than the plot of the movie. So I'm gonna put it at all right. It's a good movie to watch. You gotta watch it, but it's all right compared to the others. Black Panther, I gotta put it good. By the way, T'Challa, rest in peace. This was like right at the height of when things are going crazy in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? Right when Civil War just happened the year before. You get introduction to Wakanda. You're actually getting all the hype, and a lot of times you would think this movie would fall flat. But you got Bucky, you got all the antagonists that are coming after Wakanda, and the so the vibranium. They're protecting the vibranium. It's just a crazy technological advanced country. Great plot, great story, setup, everything, and it actually produces setup for the following movies like Infinity War, etc. So amazing movie. Captain Marvel. I would say it's an all right movie. I actually would rewatch a Captain Marvel movie just because it plays really well in the setup of how Captain Marvel actually predates all the other movies. It's like 1990s is when it's set. Actually, it's a crazy lie. Captain America is way before that. It's a decent movie, right? Like, it's a decent movie. It's got a good cast. Samuel L. Jackson is like one of the main characters versus being like an overarching character. So, it's good. Black Widow, I wouldn't rewatch it. Don't come after me, but it's just a slower movie. It's just a very far away plot. It's almost as like Hawkeye had a movie, right? Hawkeye has a show, but it would be like if Hawkeye had a movie. So Black Widow, I wouldn't rewatch it. It's got a good cast. It's got a good setup, but Shang-Chi actually brings in elements that a lot of Marvel movies don't originally have, with all the different the hereditary side of things. It kind of like how Doctor Strange had kind of that hereditary type of stuff. Kind of brings me back to the third, like if you guys are really film buffs and you know about 2007, 2008 when they came out with the third Mummy movie, it kind of reminded me a little bit about that historical ancestry of how it brings back into you know, your own realization. But great movie. If you haven't seen Shang-Chi, we're gonna put Eternals at never. It was actually one of the worst rated movies of all time, not on a critic level but an audience level. It's just poorly developed. I mean, it's such a tangent from everything else. It doesn't really connect. Nothing really hits. Like, nothing hits. Like, if you look at all these movies above Eternals, besides like Shang-Chi, everything's kind of connected, right? Everything's connected. You got Black Panther, you got Guardians, everything's kind of connected. Like, connect finally. But Eternals is just so far away from everything else. It just didn't hit. It felt like it was not even in the same place. WandaVision, I'm gonna put it all right. I watched this right when it came out. This is kind of like you know, this is one of the greater. I actually like the show because you have to actually get into it. The first couple of episodes are flat, but it kind of builds, and I kind of like that. I really like how they do that. You know, it's a show that she's a psychopath, sociopath that has became after the Jarvis death of Endgame / Infinity War. She's kind of created her own reality, and it's just such an interesting layer. Like, I love how they layer things. So I'll put it at all right. Next we got the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm gonna put that at wouldn't rewatch. I mean, it's kind of slow. I mean, you got Bucky and you got the new Captain America, which man, I love this guy. I love this guy for the new Captain America. Crazy good acting by both sides, but the plot really doesn't build like it should. It's such a weird plot. Like, it doesn't like flow the right way. So that's why I would put it on wouldn't rewatch. Iron Man 2, we're gonna have to put that right there by the first Iron Man. It's a great movie. Anything Iron Man just brings me joy. You have Elon Musk in this movie. You have the guy with the almost kind of like how Spider-Man 2. You got that guy with the electricity and the X stuff that comes off of him. There's a good scene in Monaco with that particular villain. Great movie. You can't not have Iron Man 2 as a good. Loki, another show that came out in the summer of 2021. Loki's all right. You know, the first couple episodes are actually pretty good to me. It kind of falls off. Owen Wilson played a fun role in this, kind of as the mediator for Loki. But I just got uninterested, and that's very bad. You know, I'm a Marvel fanatic almost. That's just very bad for me to get uninterested 2 or 3 episodes in. But I watched it through, but it just didn't interest me to ever watch it again. We're gonna skip What If. We're gonna put that in the back because I haven't seen it. Hawkeye, I can't give you a good analysis on because I've only seen 1 or 2 episodes. So we're gonna put that in the back. Oh, this is Moon Knight. We gotta put Moon Knight at all right. Moon Knight, such a good, crazy idea as well. The idea where you're going to give someone this superpower without him even knowing that he has a superpower, where it's like, you know, it's like a sleep paralysis type thing, where he's gonna go to bed at night and he's gonna wake up and he's done all this crazy shit like it's Deadpool. So, you know, it's a good movie. It's, you know, like kind of like how I thought Loki kind of like drifted off. This series kind of does this. It kind of tapers out, but you know, it's a decent series. I would rewatch it. It's pretty good. Iron Man 3, we're gonna have to put that right up there. Good. Iron Man 3, just like 1 and 2. It's kind of like the trifecta of the series. You got his counterpart joining him in the fight. We have so many different decorated things. You know, Iron Man's kind of becoming a weapon, or is he actually an asset to the United States military? Really fun stuff. So love it. Hulk, you know, this is an all right movie. I wouldn't rewatch it actually. It's, you know, Hulk. I want them to remake Hulk with Mark Ruffalo. I think it would actually be a better thing. I think they're very scared to do it, especially how one of these series performed that I will be showcasing soon. Thor. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna rank all the Thor movies real quick. So we're gonna start with this first Thor. It's all right. You know, you get a little bit of the lore of Thor. You get the idea of Odin and everything and what happened. You know, a lot of it's just all right. The second Thor movie, you kind of get a little bit more, but it's just more of like a love situation more than like a serious battle or something. It just doesn't connect like, you know, the other Marvel movies would, in my opinion. Ragnarok though is crazily different. You introduce like a different world, a different side of the universe. Hulk's in there, of course. You have so many good, interesting places where you find where Hulk was at. Like, this is just a mind-bogglingly crazy. This would actually introduce us into Infinity War at the end of this movie. But love it. All things love. All right, so we got Captain America. We're gonna put that at all right. Captain America is just one of those feel-good movies. I don't think it's like one of the best movies, but it's a feel-good movie. All right, next we got Captain America Winter Soldier. Just one of those movies that you can't live without because it's got even more Captain America lore. Plus, you get a little bit more about the Germans. You get to understand like the overarching power, everything. All around great movie. Cannot hate on that movie. We got the Wanda and the Multiverse of Madness. It was a really good movie to me. I really liked how they introduced the DC world. That was crazy. They introduced the DC world to this particular. Did they? Great movie. Wanda's the antagonist, and how it ends, it's wow. Miss Marvel is all right. You know, it's one of those feel-good shows that Disney produced that try to, you know, it's actually attached to Captain Marvel, but it's kind of like those, oh, I didn't know I had a superpower type Peter Parker type vibes. It's okay. Thor, Love and Thunder, I think they missed here. I think they missed. It was an okay movie, but I feel like they could have done it a little bit better. The plot could have been a little bit better. I wouldn't rewatch it. She-Hulk, I would never rewatch this. Don't recommend it to anyone. Like, it just misses the mark. It's just too one-dimensional. I would not watch it. Werewolf, I've not seen that. Wakanda Forever, we're gonna put it good. Wakanda Forever, they actually had the vibranium situation happen in multiple locations. If you haven't seen it, I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm gonna do the same thing with Quantumania. I'm gonna put that at, oh, that's good. Hold on. Quantumania, I just saw that as well. It's really good, but it's not good enough to kind of like give it the good section. It's kind of like where the other Ant-Mans have been. It's a little bit better than Ant-Man and the Wasp just because of the diversity of how it presents itself, but overall that's that. I think that's that, guys. What do you guys think? So we got all of this right here. We only have 3 in the S section. We have 2 in the never section. If I could move, like if I had the option, if you guys gave me the option to move one movie from good to S tier, I would. And the movie I would move would be probably Iron Man. And that would be how I'd do it. But more or less, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Shields for Havoc and Culture. Till next time, peace out. Wakanda forever.